wool guy does not have enough ships. Whoever does wool, wool west, that is. I mean, there's two of you. You're in Rostock and you're tiny, so could you please be considerably larger? No, it's not fair to give you the caravels. But I don't know, 2,000 is not a lot. I mean, hell, I'm producing tons of caravels. They're going to be the main thing anyway. That whole route takes 23 days, and Hamburg probably eat quite a lot of wool. 144 per day. It's quite a lot. That's all the more reason to get good old wildcard Thagnus dropping in some. Yeah, eat that, I want those. They still have quite a bit over in Alberg, but that'll just keep them sane for a while. Yeah, sane. It's this wool that I'm going to take over. There you go, Hamburg. It's just good to have the wild card take care of these things for a wee while. Because it will normalize itself over time, but that's... I'm looking for results here and now. There you go. Also, whilst I'm in Hamburg, we're taking a much needed repair rest. And it's probably worth my time going around all the shipyards again and telling them, why do you not make me tons of ships? The answer is, of course, because this is a tedious as all hell activity. I mean, they couldn't have a make 5 ships of this kind, or a hotkey. Couldn't tell you how far a hotkey would go in making this a lot more bearable in action. Or even tabbing between different shipyards. Some kind of macro builder, I don't know, maybe I'm being too fussy. Or maybe this game is just a whole heap of fossilized arse. Because it came out in 2010, I think. And that's plenty late enough to be not terrible. But more fool me, I'm the one that's spending tons of hours here. I'm the one going back to the same ship place again and again. Build me some cogs, London. Like you're building that wall. Also, storage costs? What do I even have here? I hope it's a ton of beer. It's a ton of beer. Okay. Where is London Beer Man? London, Rostock, beer. Excellent. And he's like one Hanseatic cog. That's a laugh. That's even more of a laugh. Get to Nash dead. How much beer do we even produce in London? In 11 days. 2,000, 3,000. Okay, I want you to have a capacity of about 4,000. Would you look at that? We've got a couple of caravels. Get back to work. Don't forget to start your convoys back up eventually, Jake. Yeah. Notice that we haven't had a whole lot of them stopping. I mean, we had a bunch to begin with, but I think that was mostly down to lack of materials and such. Okay, back to work, guys. This is such a horrible... I mean, lots of things are horrible, but this is. Le Grand. Although I may or may not have a lot of fish here. I got a number of fish. Thrill Ho. Makes me wonder where that honey went. Really makes me think. Golden Horde should never be stopping. It's hemp, it's a base good. Alright, the salt from Riga really needs to flow and it needs to never stop. So I need to make sure wood gets everywhere. The Todos have nothing to do because why would they have something to do? Okay. I need to ask myself if enough wood goes around the east. So for that I find any that it does wood east. Center's fine. East is supplied by 3,000. 3,000 in 14 days. Riga needs 1,000 in 10 days, so about 1,400 and a bit more than that. It should actually be enough to keep them happy, but I'm not super happy about it. So, wood west. Sorry, wood east. No, I hate race mixing. I mean boat mixing. Enjoy a couple more cogs. Well, hell, have a bunch of them. I believe in the wood flowing. Anyone else stopping? Yeah, you're still stopped apparently. Did I not tell you to work? Okay, the rest are a couple of Todos that make no sense because they have no trade route. I mean, I could just break them down, although they are really good admirals. Doodaloo. Alright, what the hell. Admirals don't mean that much. I have so many of them. I'll just break down my Todos. Especially when they are comprised of a couple of Carvels. Carvels are always good to have. Hulks are also always good to have, as luck would have it. And nothing wrong with a standard cog, although they're a bit slow. And their capacity, all things considered, not that great anymore. Certainly nothing worth shouting about. No, not upgrade. That's the last thing I want to do. Get everything repaired. That is the city that I live in right now, says Duxversion. What, you live here in Nashted? How is it? I mean, is it better or worse than this? There's no right answer to that, so don't bother. Alright, Nashted looks alright. They're actually... Whoa, okay, I see a problem here. Nashted produce a healthy amount of pelts, but I don't think they ship them. So I could have done with one of those Todos, but I could do with it right now. I want to check though, do I have any Nay pelts? Nay to Ross hemp. Nay to Ross metal. Hold on, Nashted does metal? Well, technically. Let me check this. Nashted is meant to make me... His eyes kind of glowering at the screen as he fails to read this. A little bit of hemp, a little bit of metal, and a lot of pelt. 67 pelts in fact, and we do all of that. What's that? That's like 20 hemp, which is good enough. Alright, so this does work out fine. I just didn't have the right setup here. When it comes to pelts, I make 67, so 670 every 10 days. It will in no way take 10 days to get back there. Nice, we got our old captain back. So you are the Nashted to Rostock, pelt, and what names do we have? Some really bad ones, but I'll take Half-Born from White Noises, because these are Danes, they are only half-born. It's a very simple trade route. You go from Nashted to Rostock, it only takes 3 days. Here you pick up all the pelts. In Rostock, you take your pelts, you dump them all. And it is my 189th trade route. Nashted to Rostock. Pelt. Tally-ho. That's good. That'll vastly increase the amount of pelts we have. Also, disease in Rostock is not very good. A lot of that down to me not being the mayor here. Storage costs aren't great, but they're not too shabby either. I mean, they're practically nothing. Especially when it's that many tools. I like that many tools. It also makes me wonder how in the world I have so many tools. They're certainly not flowing fast enough if I have that many. In fact, especially for a place like Harlem, there's not enough of my goods flowing out there. And I know they're not waiting around here. I would know if they were. So the only real answer I have is that the guys going out aren't quite big enough. And the way I know that it's not flowing enough is because I have too many here and these guys don't have enough of it. So I need to grab one of my guys who takes, for example, metal to the west, and then tell him to take a whole lot more by taking a whole lot more boats. So, wow, metal east is laughable. I got a couple of guys doing the metal west. You take a couple thousand, you take not that. Go to Stockholm, right? Grab yourself like more of you, a lot more of you, and get back to work. Nothing to be had there. Surely the center guy does plenty. Oh, well, maybe not. You'd think one carvel would be plenty for the center, but maybe not. No, surely he is. I mean, he's approaching Rostock. So he's back home. Okay, no, that is plenty. But for some reason, the west is not enough. Well, they won't help you. There we go, double up the amount on that one going out there. Hey, that does surprise me. Why would Harlem be totally lacking in metal? I can't have been too long away from seeing this guy. Stock up on like 500 of it, sell to you at 50. Oh, well, that'll be why. This is a big boy place. These small town amounts to hold on to are not going to be enough. And that's probably why you're pretty short on things in general. So I'm going to turn once more to good old spreadsheet here, and I'm going to turn to Hanseatic needs. This place has 55,000. I'm going to round it up to 60,000 people and check their 10-day demands. And really I should be taking 20-day demands, because it takes quite a while for anyone to get over here and give them what they need. So let's say they are 120,000, and we'll round it up to 150,000 because that's how I operate. So yes, when it comes to wood, well, it doesn't matter, you already have tons of it, but still, keep tons more. Oops, I want to be in Nash here. I thought tab might help me out. When it comes to bricks, well, again, you produce quite a lot of them, so you really don't need to worry about upping that number. When it comes to grain, 5,000 is not a very safe number for you to be at. So I'm happy enough with 6,000 there. Hemp you need a bollock ton of. I'm happy enough to keep that at tons. And again, wool you take plenty of. We can look back at the game here since I think you've seen that long enough. I have not, however. I need it here on my screen. When it comes to metal, I want you to have like 2,000 of it. I want you to have like 2,000 of lots of things. Metal goods I want you to have a ton of, because I want to be shipping those over to the New World, so seriously 10,000 of it. Mead, again, 2,000 because I like to round up. Cloth, 1,000, looks like it would be good. Beer, it's a pure money maker, and I only tell you to take 750 of it when what you really need is like 3,000 of the stuff. And with fishies, another 3,000 or so. Oh, not 30,000. Clothing, as if we take clothing around here. Still, if you did have any, get a lot of it. And then there's cheese, grommet, 2,000 of. Pitch I want loads of, and pelts I want loads of, simply because we can send those off to the New World. And then there's meat. Yeah, 500 is never going to be enough meat for you. And then there's wine and spices. So there we go. That's a big boy amount of goods to hold on to. So let's do a bit of counting. That's 1, 2, 12, 22, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 10, 31, 32, 34, 44, 54, 58, 59, 69, 75. Okay, so 60,000 or so is what you're going to hold on to. We have capacity for more than that, so I'm not concerned. Why would I ever be concerned? I'm concerned at my lack of warehouses, because more is more. Still, that's a lot better. Harlem shouldn't suffer so much, gentle little town that it is. But it does tell me that wildcard Thagnus, in all his woolly majesty, was going to dump more of his wool, because that's what he does. But he's going to go back to Rostock and actually tart up Harlem with tons of excess goods, basically anything I've not enough of. Now the fish brigade shut down in Harlem, and I'm wondering why. It's because of lack of salt again. Boston is in no way overproducing salt. Riga is in only a minor sense overproducing salt. Rostock is not full of salt, although you know, it could always produce more. Always have more. I'm going to double check the salt. It mostly comes in from Boston and Riga, so are they short on wood? No? Are you short on wood? Yeah, far from it. And they don't even know what the word shortage is over here. So salt still needs to flow more. Good to know. Alright, wildcard Thagnus. You should probably help out with that salt issue. That's not going to help out much, but it's a start. Alright, like I said, I wanted tons of metal goods there. I could probably do with a whole bunch of metal, and well, they produce wool, so let's not double back on that one. Grain is good. Beer is always good. Cheese is always good. They want a load of pitch and a load of pelts and a load of wine, but they get the wine, so why bother with that? No, they don't. They don't really. Alright, let's go and feed the city lasting. And although I didn't pay special attention to them, starvation has stopped all around here, except for Danzig for some reason. It's like Danzig just hates being fed. Am I not still telling them to abduct all the food or something? 350 seems a reasonable amount to sell meat for. Or is that buying meat? That'd be really funny if that's buying meat. That's really quite funny. What should I set your prices at anyway? Price table for meat. I can buy it as long as I pay. No, 350 is fair for that. Which begs the question again, why are you guys so hungry? I mean, I bring you cheese. I bring you grain. Here, have some meat. Don't choke on it all. I'm actually in a rare case where I don't want Danzig to starve. Alright, Harlem, here you go. Take loads of goods and stop being such a pain. Grand. Jake, can you lower the music? It's a bit hard to hear your voice. Is that actually true? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I mean, nothing on my side indicates that it is, but hey, you're the boss. There we go. Jake, will we nuke a city off the map if it ends at Zirpov? Raccoon City has been literally knifed off the map. But no. I wish we could, but we cannot. Alright, so Riga's salt doesn't really seem to be piling up too badly. Where's our salt man? Riga to Rostov's salt. 3,500 in 8 days. That is just enough. Just enough to keep this okay. Which means if you ever have to stop, it's not okay. So, probably not too long until you have to stop. Dump it all there and go and get yourself some extra cogs. 1 cog should actually be enough. Now get back to work. Look at that money just flowing in, 15 million. It feels damn good. Alright, Danzig's starvation finally ended. Visby's population is gonna get back to normal. Stockholm is wealthy, but overcrowded. Oh hell yeah, they're overcrowded. They're building a whole heap of ugly here. I already have you at reduced. Oh, man, I built buildings here earlier and it clearly wasn't enough. That jackass just say nice to see you. Bloody Stockholmers. Okay. Thank you for helping me develop my city. By the way, please stop developing my city. Alright, I don't think Stockholm is going to grow much more right now. Certainly hope it doesn't. I don't want to build that many more houses around here. Barely made a dent in that, but I'm trying to keep the population pegged down a bit here. I do have a bit of control over the population, so that should stop it. Storage costs, why? Tell me I'm drowning in mead. I'm drowning in mead. Excellent. We can finally let the mead flow. So I don't think I have a single Stockholm to Rostov mead man. I can check though. Should be under S. Stab but no stall. Good. Don't want to use hulks for this. Hulks are great fighting machines. So where do I have a bunch of free boats? I mean, I seem to have a whole bunch of cogs here, which is good. So Boston is our man, and Stockholm produce how much mead? In 10 days, Boston produce, well, let's be reasonable and say it's 200. 200 a day, so 2,000 every 10 days. Oh, would you look at that? I got 4 cogs, that's 2,000. Stockholm, Rostock, oh, it's only 6 days, you don't even need that many. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. And you are the Stockholm to Rostock, Mead, and your name is the what exactly? The Bufunfa. Agarusi, you have some strange ideas there. Stockholm to Rostock, Mead. Activate, even though I haven't told you what to do yet. Go to Stockholm and take all the mead. Go to Rostock and dump all of the mead. Good. But to help out with that, I am, as usual, going to enlist the wildcard Thagnus, who's going to pick up the excess. Because yes, it would normalize, and I'm not made of time here. Novgorod, the hell's... Why does Novgorod fail on the cheese front so badly so often? This place should be swimming in cheese. But it isn't. Look at this incredibly large amount of dairies I have. What is going on here? Administrator. You sell cheese down to 50 for a good price, fine. You buy cheese up to this at that price, that's also fine. My only other thought is that I have some other boat doing this. I have the auto shadow, that's fine. I have the supply. Supply guy. In Novgorod, you do not load cheese. At all. Incidentally, from Rostock, don't take them any cheese. I should check my other supply guys, make sure they don't do that. So Nimwegen, for example, they produce hemp. So just don't deal with hemp. And Cologne are the honey masters. Don't take their honey. And yeah, we got Thorn as well. In Thorn, don't touch their wine. I have specific shipments for that. Good, glad we got that sorted. Completely lost my train of thought though, but maybe that's for the better. Yeah, maybe it was for the better. Oh, wild card. Oh, it's gonna feel good to have some mead for once. Doesn't happen often. So many tools. I'm left to wonder why Hamburg lacks wood. Riga seems to lack metal. I mean, it's not something I really have to react to until I go to Rostock and find that we are overloaded on something. But tools? Sure, mead? Well, I just brought that stuff in. Here, drink it. People here should really want for nothing. To the point where I'm surprised that I'm not selling this stuff. I mean, do I just have really high prices for pelts around here? Administrator should be selling... Why do you not sell pelts or... Why is that unique to you? What a really strange problem to have. Rostock. Ah, that's when I was supplying that, that guy here. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, sell those at reasonable prices. And mead, yeah, reasonable price, 265. Great. Back to work, everyone. London's got a plague of rats, but that's nothing new. Alright, this is pretty ideal. Could be more ideal. For example, Danzig could have an actual population and be making me these goods that I need. And Rostock maybe has more people than it needs to. It's in a state of emergency for whatever reason, really. It was just coming out of plague, if I recall. Certainly not starvation with all that grain. But I need them to come out of state of emergency so that I can abduct their people, rather than kill them all. So how are we looking, Harlem? Still out of salt. And the salt is not piling up to the degree that I want it to. But the lack of you piling up salt means you don't pile up the fish so much. I mean, I don't mind if you actually pile up the fish pretty hard right now. Wildcard Thagnus, do your magic. I mean, looking at Harlem, they got plenty of tools actually. It's such a strange situation to be in, where you have plenty of tools. It's normally one of the things you're most short of. But it seems that well, no, you do not get enough tools, and you do not get enough tools. So my tool brigade actually needs to be pumped up a bit. This is why I produce plenty of boats all the time, everywhere. Or I would if I could manage the micro, but I cannot. The micro is horrible. In any case, tools to the west, you are insufficiently sized. Go to Malmö, they probably have some big boy boats for you, or a bugger ton of cogs, that's fine as well. 4,000 tools. Let me check my my Hanseatic needs, because you've got a lot of cities to tend to, 12 of them. So let's just assume it's 200,000, and let's assume it takes 24 days, so let's just say 500,000? Or was it 50,000? No, yeah, whatever. Loads of people need loads of tools, that's what we're getting at. Desire for metal goods is really high, it's just shy of 5,000, so yes, you're taking all of those guys. I get back to work. Eat salt. Trouble is, they're not using that hemp unless they get that salt. Ah, I do love a good nap, and what better way to get a nap in hat than with Jake streaming Patty 4? Well, fewer people than normal agree with you today, but maybe that's because they really wanted some Rostov. Okay, so Stockholm to Rostock, the mead. The mead suddenly stopped flowing, and that's because I don't have the honey. Now, why is the honey not flowing? It should be flowing valiantly out of both Lübeck and Cologne. Cologne goes to Harlem.